My kids and ex-wife have been making false allegations about me for the past 2 years, starting when my kids ran away and told the police I kicked them out, and now I don't want any part in my children's lives anymore. My 9-year-old daughter and 7-year-old son have spent 2 years destroying my life with false allegations, and I finally reached my breaking point. I'm done being their father. It started when my kids ran away in the middle of the night and told police I kicked them out. I woke up to cops and CPS pounding on my door, demanding answers about children I thought were safely asleep upstairs. The night before was completely normal dinner, melatonin gummies, bedtime routine, but my kids had a different story. They claimed I'd thrown them out, forced them to wander the streets. When CPS interviewed my then-wife separately, she gave conflicting details. The police said our stories didn't match and arrested me for child abandonment. I bailed myself out and moved in with my parents, terrified I'd lose my job. For over a month, I lived in legal limbo, watching my life crumble over lies I couldn't prove were lies. Then my daughter got greedy. She made additional allegations so outlandish even CPS couldn't believe them. When pressed for details about sexual abuse claims, she broke down crying and couldn't provide specifics. That's when my son cracked. He admitted everything was fabricated. His sister orchestrated it after watching YouTube prank videos. She thought it would be funny to get dad arrested. The charges were dropped. My daughter was sent to counseling. I pushed for family therapy, made lists of counselors, begged my wife to choose someone so we could heal. She never picked anyone, made excuses every time. Then came the divorce papers. While scrambling to find housing, dealing with $2,000 in moving costs, my ex-wife struck again. On June 14th, I was served an emergency protection order claiming I'd given my son a concussion at the grocery store 4 days earlier. The evidence was laughable. We'd gone to Walmart, bought sweet tea and ramen, and left. The whole trip was on camera. My son was perfectly fine when I dropped him at his grandparents the next day. But 3 days later, he's mysteriously in the ER with dizziness and a nosebleed. I showed the state trooper videos of my kids playing happily that morning. I pulled up timestamps from Walmart proving exactly when we were there. The pattern was undeniable. First allegation when living with their mother. Second, right after I mentioned delayed bills due to moving costs. I installed security cameras, started wearing a body camera, kept every receipt. I lived like a man expecting to be framed again. The investigation dragged on for months. Finally, CPS called. Everything had been found unsubstantiated. No evidence, no credible allegations, no charges. I should have felt relief. Instead, I felt exhausted rage. 2 years of false allegations had destroyed my marriage, cost me thousands in legal fees, and turned me into a paranoid shell of myself. I couldn't drive past a police car without my anxiety spiking. I couldn't go to the grocery store without wondering if this would be the trip that somehow landed me in handcuffs. My therapist asked the question I'd been avoiding. What do you want your relationship with your children to look like going forward? The honest answer horrified me. I didn't want a relationship with them anymore. I'd gladly pay child support. I'd already agreed to $1,000 monthly before this mess started. But I couldn't imagine a future where I felt safe around my own children. How do you parent kids who've already proven they'll destroy your life for entertainment? How do you trust children who've twice convinced adults you're a monster? Even if supervised visits eventually became unsupervised, I'd spend every interaction terrified, watching my words, monitoring my actions, wondering if every normal parenting moment might be twisted into the next false allegation. That's not fatherhood, that's psychological torture. The final court hearing is scheduled for December. I plan to tell the judge I want the divorce finalized, the protection order lifted, and to be left alone. I won't fight for custody or visitation rights. I won't attend school plays or birthday parties or Christmas mornings. My daughter orchestrated elaborate lies that could have sent me to prison. My ex-wife enabled and possibly coached these false allegations for financial leverage. My son participated willingly until the consequences got real. These aren't children who made innocent mistakes. These are people who systematically tried to destroy me twice for personal gain. The hardest part isn't walking away. It's accepting that the children I loved unconditionally never loved me back. They saw me as a target, not a father, a tool to manipulate, not a person to protect. I think about Christmas mornings we'll never share, Halloween costumes I'll never see, school events I'll never attend. Then I remember waking up to police at my door because my kids thought it would be fun to watch me get arrested. Some relationships can't survive that level of betrayal even between fathers and children.